So I thought I'd do a very quick video about things that absolutely blew my mind when I moved to Rwanda. Things that I had no idea about before I got here. All right, they might surprise you. On the equator, the moon rises sideways. And suddenly all of those images of pagan priestesses with crescent moons on their foreheads suddenly made a lot more sense to me, as well as the cow jumping over the moon. Because when the moon rises sideways, it does actually look like cow horns. And Rwanda's a bit like India in that respect, that cows are really, really respected. There's a bit of a joke that the only regulation in the Rwandan driving manual is that if a cow and a car come to a bridge at the same time, the cow has got right of way. Okay, second crazy thing, bananas give you twins. All right, so this bunch of bananas here, these are standard Rwandan bananas. I think in the UK we call these lady fingers, but they're much more flavoursome. I mean, proper big bananas, I mean, there's more of them, but they tend not to have as much flavour. So here, generally, we have the smaller bananas, and you can see there's sort of a normal banana like this. And then there's the double banana like this, which actually grows as a pear. And tradition says here that if you eat double banana like this, then you will have twins. And my friend Lise ate one of these and she's got twins, so it's true. All right, so another planetary related fact is that when you live on the equator, day and night are pretty much the same length all the way through the year. Now, obviously, when you sit down and you think it through logically, of course that's the case. But there's one thing knowing the theory and there's another thing kind of encountering the practice. You know, I grew up in the UK and in the summertime, it doesn't get dark till 10:30 at night. Whereas in the winter, it will be dark by 4 p.m. So there's a massive difference between day and night, and also the hot and the cold throughout the year. So winter's cold and dark at 4, summer's warm sometimes, and you know, dark at 10:30. Whereas here, it's pretty much sun up at 6 a.m, sundown at 6 p.m, 365 days a year, and there isn't that fluctuation in temperature. So it's more about dry and wet. So we have 2 wet seasons in the year, a long and a short, and a long and a short dry season. And when it's wet, it pours it down. And when it's dry, you can go for 3 months without seeing rain. So, you know, it's a bit of a different kind of climate. So, you know, it's a bit of a different climate. Okay, technical fact. PayPal doesn't work in Rwanda and in many developing countries for some reason. So you can preload money onto a PayPal account and pay with it, but you can't receive money. And it's kind of similar. I've discovered this with a lot of things that I thought were international. That they really are not international at all. And it's kind of a downer because, you know, PayPal could provide people with the ability to sell their artwork, to, you know, create music, to transact business around the world. But because people can't get paid by PayPal here, that entire sort of access to the international market is cut off. And there are similar problems with things like Amazon KDP, which I always thought allowed anybody anywhere in the world to publish their work and receive payment for it. But there are a lot more complications if you're an artist in somewhere like Rwanda than there are if you're an artist in the UK. And I will do a separate video all about that. Another fact that absolutely melts my mind and that I have trouble getting over on a daily basis is that there is a company in this world, specifically here in Kigali, whose only job is to deliver, guess what this is? Yes, guess what it is? Is to deliver tiramisu to anybody who wants it. It is literally called Kigali Tiramisu, and you can call them and they will deliver to your door a pot of tiramisu, and it is It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, look at this. It is a tub of tiramisu. Okay, so in homage to Black Books and Bill Bailey in particular, I'm going to eat my tiramisu with a long spoon. Oh, look at that, look at it. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. More facts. So another fun fact, altitude is real, people. It's real. So I grew up in the UK. I travelled a bit, but never really at altitude. And Kigali is actually at about 1,500 metres, which is higher than Ben Nevis, which is the tallest mountain in the whole of the UK. Now that's actually a little bit lower than Nairobi, which is at a higher altitude than Kigali. And I didn't know that until I got here. You know, in my mind, I thought about Kenya as being flat savanna. And when I thought about that, I thought it was at quite a low altitude. But I was wrong. Annoying fact about that is that Nairobi is just high enough to escape the mosquitoes, to be a bit too cold for them, whereas Kigali is the perfect height to get all of the mosquitoes. But I did not understand before I came here the effect that altitude actually has on your body. Now the thing about altitude is that it makes you puff and pant. So if you arrive in Rwanda and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm so unfit, I didn't realise how unfit I am, you're probably not that unfit. It just takes a couple of weeks for your body to adjust to the slightly thinner air. And it's not helped by the fact that Rwanda is known as the land of 1,000 hills. So even the centre of town is on a whacking great big hill. And if you're kind of puffing and panting, you know, you get a real sweat on. So don't worry about that. You will probably feel like you're a little bit asthmatic, and you will sweat quite profusely. Last fun fact, I did not know until I moved here that cats like avocados. I've since read a lot online about, there's a group of people saying you must never give your cats avocados, you know, it's very, very wrong, it can poison them. And there's another group of people who say, yeah, cats like a bit of avocado now and again, and it's got, you know, lots of fatty acids and things in there that are quite good for them. I did not force my cats to eat avocado. I have got an avocado tree in my garden, and once or twice a year it just rains avocados. And, you know, my cats just go towards them. And they end up eating them. So, you know, I think if the cat's happy to go and find an avocado and eat it, then who am I to stop it? I do know that they can be poisonous to dogs. My friend's dog died. He ate the avocado pips, and apparently the avocado, I can't even say that, the avocado pips are quite poisonous, and that didn't go very well. But cats don't do that. They just kind of like nibble around the edges. All right, guys, so I hope that was at least mildly entertaining. A few fun facts that I didn't know before I moved to Rwanda, but now I do, and you do too. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and let me know which one was your favourite fact below.